So grateful.
Hey, I want what she's having.
We are so we are so grateful to have you here. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's all God. Hey. All right. So we are now going to release. I don't see any youngsters. Oh, there's a few back there. Hi, kids. Enjoy your church. Bye. All right. Okay. We're now going to read our vision statement. I would like you to join me in it. It's up here on the screen. Is it on the monitor?
Yes.
We're getting there. Oh, I just love technology glitches, don't you? Oh, is that the reason? Okay.
It's the theory.
Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm supposed to read that? Okay. Lighting the path to peace together. Thank you. And so it is. Okay, so who are we? We're the Amani Center, and we provide, oh my goodness, I can't read that. We provide inspiring, I'm supposed to look at the camera.
It's a learning curve.
Yes, this is my first time, can you tell? Okay,
You're fabulous.
to provide inspiring, inclusive, and empowering opportunities to learn and grow. A loving, innovative, and spiritually loving, right. And so it is. Oh boy. Oh, I'm so glad. All righty. So, are there any new people here today? I see a few. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. We love you, and we have a small gift for the new people. Oh, they already got them. Oh man, you're good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the other thing we have here is a wonderful group of women and men that are called practitioners. And the practitioners here have gone through 3 years of intense learning. That's not only learning about spiritual laws and community and how to do it, but it's also learning about ourselves. And so I'd like the practitioners or the almost practitioners to raise their hand. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Why are we here? Oh, I goofed. This is what practitioners do, amongst a lot. Okay, who are we? We're open and inclusive spiritual community. Many paths to the divine. A place to grow, learn, and be. A safe and welcoming space to fill your cup. That's what practitioners help you with. Those are key elements. Spiritual mind treatment is another spiritual practice that helps you to remember who you are. Not who you think you are, not your job, not even your family, but who you truly are. A creation, a manifestation of the most divine. So if anyone would like a practitioner session, It's free, and we have our wonderful practitioner of the day up here, Reverend Sherry, ministerial intern Mitch Austin, Yuli Rodriguez, and
you.
oh, and me. I already did that. Okay, so come see us. We know who you are. Maybe you don't quite know who you are yet. Okay. So I'm going to ask Steve. Where's Steve? There you are. I'm going to ask Steve to come up and do our announcements. Thank you, Steve.
No problem. Is this thing on? Yep. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go through the announcements of things that we have coming up at the Amani Center today or in the next couple of weeks. Brian, could you advance the slide? There we go. Okay, so this is our schedule for April. We are blessed to have the amazing Reverend Sherry Wynne here today. And next week we'll be blessed with ministerial intern and our presider of the day today, Miss Kathy Wilson. So excited about you. Yeah! All right, and then let's move into the next slide for what workshops we have coming up, etc. So one of the things that we're looking to do is to boost the energy of the center, boost the vibrations of the center. And so we have had people step up and lead workshops. Mike Wadden is leading a class for us right now. Nicole and Mitch did the Universe Has Your Back. So if you have a talent, if you have something you can bring to Amani, we would love to hear from you. And you can reach out to me or any of the other board members who are here. If you raise your hand if you're on the board, and these people are people that you can talk to. And we can work out a way to get you in a class, or you can send an email to admin@theamanicenter.org. Okay, we have our regular yoga practice, which goes on. We have a chair yoga, which is great for beginners on Tuesdays at 11:30, I believe. And then we have on Wednesday a yoga practice, which is still great for beginners. We're not expecting you to do anything too crazy. And that's Wednesdays at 10:30. And they're just over at the ballet studio over here. Great little spot for that. And then, of course, we have the kids program, which is going on every week now. It's a great place that kids can come learn, get raised their vibrations. And trust me, having seen how it's worked for our kids, we know that it does great things. 2023 April classes are still going, and you can still join. Love and Law has only met once. That's taught by Yuli Rodriguez, who's there, and she'll be able to tell you all about the class. It's an amazing book from what I understand, and combines two of the key principles of spirituality. So it's only one, you only missed one of the 6 classes, I believe, so you can catch up on that. And it's recorded so you can catch up on that. So that's a great opportunity. Awareness 3 is 2 classes in, but I know that from the way that the books are built, you can go in and you can drop in at any point into that. And it's a great way, as Mike told us the other week, of getting to the top of the mountain in terms of spirituality, taking leaps and bounds in terms of that. And so that's a great opportunity. And anyone can go into these. We have the Power of Prayer coming, and that started April 17th. That was in the past, right? April 17th. So there's just been the one meeting of that so far. So there's going to be 7 more weeks of that, and that's a great class to take with Reverend Pixie DeFore. If you haven't taken a class with her, she is phenomenal to take a class with. And talking of phenomenal teachers, we have Rise and Speak, which has only met once, Mitch.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people in here who have done Rise and Speak. I'm probably able to speak up here like I speak because of working in Rise and Speak. So whether you want to be a better person, a better public speaker, you want to be pushed, or you really want to dig into your story, which is one of the key things of that, it's a great class, and that meets on Thursday nights here at the center.
And we need 3 more people.
3 more.
So
3.
come see me. The world needs your story.
Absolutely, absolutely. Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of upcoming events, we are having an Amani spring cleanup. It's been a rough winter, and I'm finally happy to be able to wear flip-flops and shorts and declare that summer is here. This Brit doesn't like the rain. So we're really happy, but our garden needs to be tidied up. We need to be ready for the beautiful summer that's to come for us. And so we are going to be here on May 6th, I think I need glasses, I'm getting old, May 6th, to do that cleanup. We will also have the next full moon, which is coming, and that is going to be on May 8th. We do some great spiritual work. There's a lot of reflection. We have a book that we do some writing in. We go out and moonbathe afterwards. We ate curry this last time for the earth spices. We're bringing all the elements in. It's really a great experience to be here in. And I'd highly recommend, if you've not tried one, come try one, and you'll be here every month at that point. The drum circle. I haven't made it to one of these yet, but everyone says these are electric. That everyone is there, the energy is raised, there's chanting, there's beating of the drums, and everyone's really excited about those. So if you haven't had an opportunity to come, lose your inhibitions, bang your drum on May 12th. And then finally, which I'm really excited about, we are going to have our Spring Fling concert.
Yeah!
With
Yay!
Sonia and her band, the amazing Random Strangers. If you haven't seen them play before, they are phenomenal. They really are. They have such great music, and it's fun, and we dance, and we raise our vibrations, and it's just a great time to be here. So if you have the opportunity, come May 19th, and it's a Friday, and we'll be right here. Okay, and I think that wraps it, and I'll hand it back to Miss Kathy Wilson.
Thank you, Steve. Good job. Whoops. Hello. Okay. So after all that wonderful good news, let's drop in and just be. I bless this service and everyone that makes it possible, the volunteers that get here early, everyone. And I bless each and every group that are meeting today or anytime this week as a spiritual community to raise the vibe. That's what we're here for, to raise the vibration of ourselves, our community, and our planet. And we do that by communing in spiritual practices, in spiritual groups. And so I know that each and every one of us is going to hear from our wonderful Reverend Sherry exactly what they need to hear today, right here and right now. And now I'd like to call up, or not call up. Do you have the mic? Yes. And now I'd like to call our wonderful practitioner of the day, Angie, to do an affirmation.
Thank you, Kathy. Good morning, Amani. I'm Reverend Angie. I'll be doing our affirmation today. There it is. Thank you. There it is. If you would like to join me, you can stand or sit, whatever you're comfortable with. I'll read it through. We'll read it through 3 times together. First time with energy and enthusiasm. The second time, we'll bring it down into our hearts. And the third time, if you would just join me mentally, that would be great. Let us begin. Life calls out to me in all its wonder. Everywhere I look, I see the magnificence of life. Thanks for this glorious life that lives through me. Life calls out to me in all its wonder. Everywhere I look, I see the magnificence of life. Thanks for this glorious life that lives through me. Life calls out to me in all its wonder. Everywhere I look, I see the magnificence of life. Thanks for this glorious life that lives through me, by our own Reverend Sherry Wynne. And so it is. And now we have Sonia taking us into our next moment.
This is a song for meditation, and I would love it if you'd sing with us. Me. We put the words on the board for you, and it's an invocation to say right here, right now, I release, I let go, I am love, I am peace, I am joy. You release these things, then take it into your meditation to find your true heart. Right here, right now, I release and let go. Right here, right now, I am peace. Right here, right now, I release and let go. Right here, right now, I am love. Right here, right now, I release and let go. Right here, right now, I am joy. Right here, right now, I release and let go. Right here, right now, I am whole. Right here, right now, I am healed.
And so taking this beautiful music inside, we take into our beings the idea of releasing and letting go right here, right now, letting go of whatever it is that you no longer wish to carry, knowing that it's there to pick back up later if you want, but you're also free to choose not to. Letting go of whatever there is to let go, to release, so that new may come into your life as you make room for new wonderful opportunities and experiences to come. And I invite you to take that concept into your meditation. Enjoy your meditation. And staying in this energy, we move into the divine healing as we take the words from this song. Right here, right now, I am healed. I am whole. And I invite you to take that into each and every relationship that you have, each and every function that you perform in this life, all of the doing that you do, and setting aside the doing to experience the being, and taking that with you into anywhere that it may need to go, as we are so joyful to have that possibility, to have that opportunity in life. And we see that wholeness surrounding all of our experiences, all of our family, all of our coworkers, all of our friends, every relationship. And we see it being healed and whole right now. And it is with a very grateful heart that I release my word, knowing that it cannot be returned to me void, as together we say, and so it is.
It's me again. Hi. Know there's a light that grows by the front door. Don't forget the keys under the mat. When childhood stars shine, always be humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit grandpa every chance that you can. It won't be wasted time. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. You've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in's realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip. Here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Know the difference between sleeping with someone and sleeping with someone you love. I love you ain't no pickup line. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. Know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in's realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. When it's hot, eat a root beer popsicle. Shut off the AC and roll the windows down. Let that summer sun shine. Always stay humble and kind. Don't take love for granted. When you get where you're going, don't forget, turn back around and help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind.
Thank you, Sonia. That was absolutely heart-touching. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce one of our rock stars of Amani. I love this woman down to her toes and everything in between. Reverend Sherry Wynne, thank you.
Same to you. Same to you. Gee, a rock star. That's pretty big. That's a big ticket. Good morning. So wonderful to see all you. I just want to say that I'm giving away a secret here now. I do all the work, and then you show up, and then we toss the ball back and forth. The message that often comes through the energy of who you are here today. And so I might write it all down and think I'm going to read it, and then I get home and I think, oh, didn't do that. Oh, well. So just grateful to be in your presence. It's always an honor that you would even sit and be interested in what I have to say. It's sort of overwhelming sometimes. Today's topic is what's hidden inside the simplest things. Shout out what you know is hidden in the simplest things. Yes, 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 and more. And so it's our job to find those, to see those, to be witness to those, to encourage other people to see them also. And in these difficult times that are, well, they are certainly what they are. And they're unraveling at the speed of light. And then we all know there's a loud voice out there. And it comes to us through our technology. And it's easy to get distracted and pull something out of that and then be led down the rabbit hole. And I'm not saying that what you pick up isn't yours to know, because it is. If you pick it up, it's yours to have a relationship with or to say no to. It's entirely up to you how you live your life, because you, as an individualized creation of the divine, have a purpose, a place, and a reason to be. And that is always expanding and getting greater and bigger as you're moving along. And sometimes it throws you down on your knees. And here's the good thing about people that are in a spiritual community. You know what they know how to do? They know how to get up and keep moving. They know how to go inward and find the strength, the core of what they need. They know how to reach out and ask for help when things are difficult. And this is the purpose of being in community, is so that we can come together and have a shared relationship with the divine as each one of us. And that all of us can put aside our, as Reverend, I'm going to call you Reverend Mitch, because what the heck? You know, that's a long mouthful, and as far as I'm concerned, that's you. As he says, you know, to get rid of the inner critic. We all know that. And that's a story that was built on a culture that we lived in and we bought into. But as we grow into our spiritual selves, we shed the old things that are no longer the truth about us. And we have more and more opportunity to do that now, because there's a great cry for something better, for something more evolved, for something kinder, more current with the loving presence within each individual creation. So when I wrote my affirmation that life calls out to me, that life is whole in all things. Ernest Holmes calls that life the animating principle, or the spark within the creation. And so I'm going to take us down a little road. I'm going to be the teacher now, kind of freshen us up on some of the things we may have forgotten. But first of all, I'm going to read a little bit, or go back to the theme for this month, which was being awake, alive, and aware. Now, there's some different degrees of being awake. When we wake up in the morning, we're awake, we're not asleep. But how are we awake? What are we awake to? What are we awake, and what are we about? That's the important thing. And in a spiritual community, our coursework or our direction is to be awake to the divinity within each one of us, to find that spark within ourselves, and to commune with that. The next one is being alive. Well, that seems pretty obvious. You know, we're not dead, so we're alive. Yep. And I wake up some mornings and I think, I'm still here. Well, I guess I got things to do. So how alive are we going to be? And to be aware of the aliveness in each of us varies by degrees, by days, by circumstances. And the last one is aware. So this awareness is a built-in part of us that comes naturally, given to us by the divine. It is that witness part. It is that part that has a perception of reality. Now, blended in with that is our ego that has a perception of reality. And don't you know, that's a little bit different that the divine has us. So what we're reaching for in spiritual community is always to find the pathway that lives into our interior world. Now, you know that a lot of what goes on with this is being aware of the objective world. And inside of us, there's an opinion giver all the time about what's happening out there. And so that opinion giver, we want to switch that from the ego or the intellect, and we want to switch that opinion giver to the loving presence that's in us. So that's how we look for inside all of things and everything for that hidden life, that hidden spark. Now, I'm going to take you through some basic old school science of mind perceptions. Okay, first, consciousness first, everything follows. So we've heard this, what you think, but it's thought then form. Next, feelings fuel thought, influencing our personal experience of reality. So we have to be the monitor with what we're thinking and what we're looking at and how we're feeling, because the feeling nature is very instinctual often and can be a reactive quality of us. And so being in touch with the divine in us, we learn how to monitor or to be in charge of what's going on inside of us. And we let go of the judge. We know that everything that is happening inside and outside of us that we're experiencing is there for the purpose of awakening us to our higher potential, to the power, to that omnipresence that lives in us. Okay, so being aware of those vibratory frequencies and deciding is the best use of my life force. If I look at it and go, that's not it, ask yourself this question. Is what's happening the best use of my energy? Is where my attention at the best use of my energy? Is that what the life force that lives through me wants to do? Or is this just a habit, a rut I've fallen into? I have some ruts. Does anybody have some ruts? Sometimes my ruts are deep, and I need help. Help! I'm stuck. I need help. That's where I go to my practitioners or to my spiritual friends. If you were on the Amani page, Steve made mention of, or asked us to look at, who are the people in our lives that support us? Who are the ones that are really there for us? Sometimes it's family, but often it's those we have chosen as part of our spiritual family. Has anybody known that? Is it? Yeah. So we have our family, but then, and I love my family dearly. But this stuff, they just roll their eyes at me and walk out of the room. So I get to be quiet and just love them for who they are and be with them. And quite frankly, sometimes I prefer something different. So that's why I reach into the universe, or I do my spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer. I want to talk about prayer this morning because I've discovered that word kind of falls flat on the ground now. Nobody's really interested in doing prayer. And I believe that's because there's that part of us that gets stale. And we think, well, this may work or it may not work. Spiritual mind treatment challenges us, or I challenge you. It's one thing to write on a piece of paper and drop it in a box and ask somebody to do it. That's old school. It's a place of showing up, being honest about who you are, where you're at, and revealing yourself, and then trusting. Not just trusting the practitioner or the minister that's praying with you, but trusting that what you're asking for is answered. And the truth is, every time you ask for it, it's done. Now, it's in the field, it's out there, but are we able to experience it? Can we bring it in? And so sometimes we have to evolve into it. Sometimes we need somebody that absolutely knows for sure that it's there and can help us move into it. That's really what spiritual mind treatment is about. And prayer is a bold move when you make a statement that says, I believe this is real. You are challenging the old beliefs in you that don't believe it. And so there's a lot of old stuff in there about asking for help, doing prayer. Is there really somebody going to be there for me? Is it going to work out? Because the other part of it is, after you've done the spiritual mind treatment, that ego is looking for it. Where's the demonstration? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Well, then you'll hear, well, see, la 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 la. La 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 la. You know, so and so part of my process that I do, I sit my butt down every day. And believe me, I don't want often to sit down and get in touch with the divine, because sometimes it's noisy in there. I haven't had a good night's sleep. I'm not feeling my best. You know, things have been rough that week. You know, I had a lot of calls this week about people that were going through some very difficult times. And sometimes I run myself out of steam, which is an old habit. That's one of my faults. Give it all away, don't leave anything for yourself. Anybody know that one? Especially people that are in service. So it's like sitting my butt down and doing meditation. Sitting my butt down and doing my journaling or my prayer, but meditation and prayer. And I've told you this before, I don't do prayer quiet anymore. I do prayer out loud because that's a bigger intention. I'm saying out loud because I believe that when I'm talking, somebody's listening. Something is listening. Not only the I am in me, but the I am in the whole universe is picking up my story and going, yeah, that's for you. Mm-hmm. You got it. You got it. Go for it. This is it. Uh-oh. Don't fall down now. Keep going. You know, it's the encouraging part of the divine in me. It's that loving presence that says yes. And that's what we want to cultivate. Now, my belief is that when you move into this spiritual journey, you've gone from an outside to an inside reality. Does anybody know that? Feel that? Now, so when we look out at the world and we want the world to change, we have to be aware of that some people are just still on the outside. They haven't made that move to the interior. I think one of the most powerful prayers that you can make is for those to wake up to the divine in them, simply. Because once that happens, and it doesn't matter how they do it, if they do it in a Baptist church, if they do it with Jehovah's Witnesses, if they do it in the Jewish culture, if they do it with drums and it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. Because the divine is clothed in very many different outfits. And we've been taught through this culture and from being human beings, this is good and this is bad, this is right and this is wrong. Well, we're flattening that now. And we're just saying that it's all good. Oh, and then when I say that out loud to people that don't know spiritual things, immediately, well, what about this? What about that? And I'm like, what about it? I'm not putting my attention there. Oh, and then I get a lot of heat from that. So being in a spiritual path requires a certain amount of strength and power to not be swayed by the outside, to not fall down when we hear, to not go into fear. Sometimes it just shows up. I'll be moving along and I'm feeling fine, and also I'm afraid. What am I afraid of? I don't know. I've resurrected some old thought form. You know, this is part of the evolutionary process. As we bring more light into our vehicles, the old that's been stuck in there sort of rises up to the top so we can see it and go, oh, no, don't see it and hold on to it. Go, oh, I'm ready. I've evolved to the point now that I can just look at it and go, it's nothing, I'm letting it go. It's nothing, I'm just letting it go. I've evolved to the point that I am aware of that there is a process of wholeness in me that is transforming the broken parts of me into something more whole. Isn't that what we're here to do? Is to transform that which is broken? Because if we look inside everything, there is a component of wholeness, of love, of peace, of light, of wisdom, of joy. Everything that any human being wants is right in the center of everything. But we're trained to look for it outside ourselves. Well, if I have this and I do that, and I'm this and I look that way, we're trained that way. It's like, no, go inside. Be quiet. Go and be in tune with the infinite. Find the quiet self inside you. Wait upon the word of God through you. Wait on the intuitive self that shows up so perfectly in your own life. Trust. If it says you're at home and I'm doing something and I haven't taken a shower and I look like shit and I've been gardening, I got my hat on, and my granddaughter will say, Grandma, you look like shit. And I'm like, it's true. I got my old gold, most girls' clothes on, and then I'll get this, go do this. And I'm like, what do you mean go do this? Go just do this. So I throw some clothes on, get cleaned up, brush my teeth, get in my car, I go do this. And then I'm like, go do this. And then I go do that, and I go do this. And I'm like, and I've gone to do this thing and that thing. And it's nothing ever spectacular. And then I come home and I think, what's that about? And I think, oh, you're in training to see if you'll listen. Will you listen? I'm like, will you listen? It's like, for me, I guess that's how the divine in me decided for some training work. Will you listen and go do this? Because then after I got this message and I know that I'm in training, it's almost like I get flooded with all these other times when I had been sent out to do this and that, and I saw this leading of spirit, how this experience led me to this experience, to this experience, to this experience. And without the idea of being, or without the possibility of saying yes to, that's what's leading me, those things would not have happened. I would not be here speaking to you about this. Years ago, many times, I'd be minding my own business and this energy would enter me. Sometimes it would change my features. I remember my husband, Greg, in my second marriage. I was sitting across the dinner table and I felt this energy. And I thought, what is that? It felt really big. It was this great big giant Indian. And across the table, Greg's, his face just drained of everything. And I thought, oh shit, he could see it. He could see it. So I said, just wait here, I'll be back. And then I had to go figure out what was this about and what was it about. And I've discovered that we were living on a burial site, and so they wanted some work done, and there was sort of this, we know you're awake, we need some help, will you help us, so on and so forth. So throughout my life, I've had different experiences like that. And when I would run to tell my family, oh my God, that was not a good idea. So for a long, long time, as these experiences unfolded, I started reaching out, trying to find the people, the situations, the circumstances that would validate I'm not crazy. Because I know I'm not crazy. But I remember a lifetime when they thought I was crazy and they locked me up. Those were other things that happened. I had spontaneous memories of other realities. I used to say it was other lifetimes, but because I know we live in a multiple universe, I think we just kind of slip in and out of things while everything's going on. And because we live in a timeline, my intellect has to put it in a time frame so it doesn't melt down and die or cause me problems. But there's been lots of circumstances, so you see that there's something that's going on with me besides my regular personality, right? You see that I'm picking up information and just delivering it. And that's one of the things I do. I stay in tune and I just deliver the message. And I deliver the message, and where it lands, if it lands in a good place, it's fine. If it doesn't, that's okay too. So it's taken me a long time to get comfortable with in front of you and say, this is what I do. And it's not to tout or say that I'm so much more special than you. No. We all are equal in our capacity to engage in that divinity with us and be present with it and alive and awake and share it without apology, without trying to explain it away, without trying to make other people understand. It's ours to just be, and as we're carried along in this beingness, we end up in the right place at the right time, doing the right things that are there for us to do. And don't dismiss the small things. Maybe the most important thing you'll do in a whole week is be your best self at the UPS while you're watching somebody have a meltdown. And you're there just grinning at them, and saying, gosh, I'm seeing you're having a hard day. I get it. I'm feeling you. And then as you leave, you just send a little light their way, or cast the net of light, or say them a quick prayer or something. That's what we're here for, is we're here to be witness to, man, there's a lot of people having a hard time. And I don't want to be in the story of the hard time. I want to be in the story of the remaking, the emerging, the rebirthing, the ascending, the life affirming, the joy, the wonder. And there's the other part of us that we're transforming all the time. See, the higher you get on the vibratory frequency, the more you see all the light and all that isn't. The sensitivity becomes more aware. You become more aware and more heightened, so you see all that is and you see all that isn't. But it's not a worry about all that isn't, because if you're in that high vibratory frequency and you look at the all that isn't and see all that can be, or the possibility, or all that really is, you've used your high frequency nature to help stimulate in those people a way, a help. It's like the helping hand. You don't even have to tell them you're doing it. They live in their own energy field. Spirit in them knows what to be. I was listening to Abraham Hicks the other day. I love her little short messages. It took me a while to get her language, but I just love, she's just so, Abraham's so down to earth about how it is. And this guy was talking, and she went back to explaining about how she discovered she wanted to be the spirit in somebody else. You know this one, as the parent, with all your good advice, and you're giving it to them, and you're not letting them figure it out for themselves. And she said, I realized that I wanted to be the spirit inside of them, and it's like, uh-oh, that's not my job. If we just remember that the same presence that is in us is in everything, and ours is to acknowledge it, to say yes to it, to see it, when maybe they don't see it. So part of this process, I'm trying to find, how am I doing with time, Julie? I'm kind of out on the wing here. Just somebody go like this when I'm done. Okay, I'm getting towards the end here. So part of this process that you're involved in is collecting your own tools. You have to have your own tools because you never know when you might need them. And why would you waste time not collecting more tools? What's more important than your own being awake? What's more gratifying than being in touch with presence? What's more powerful than knowing that and being in it and sharing it? And so quit wasting your time on things that don't really matter. If you're going to do other things, learn to do them as a dual existence. You go on a trip. You've gotten into a high state of consciousness. You declare, I'm staying here for this many hours. I'm going to stay in this vibration, and while I'm in this process of being on my trip, I'm going to listen to the intuitive self in me, and I'm going to say yes to it. even when it says you're done now, go take a rest. I don't want to rest. Look, we're all having fun. I don't want to do that. You know that one? Okay, so you're learning how to have a dual life, a life living in this reality, the factual reality that all changes, and the big R reality that is your permanent state of awareness that you were birthed with. Isn't it interesting that more of us is in that nature? Probably 90% of that is in our nature, and we spend most of our life in the 10% that isn't. We've got it backwards. Just turn it upside down. We are the 90% spirit and the 10% here. Just that simple. Nobody told us that, right? We were told we have to work for it. And another thing, a lot of the information that was given to this culture was given to saints and sages and gods and goddesses and all those people. Guess what? We can get it direct. We don't have to go through somebody else. We can get it direct by creating the tools that put us in alignment with the self that we really are. Okay. So in the process, get a good education about your spiritual self. Go seek it. Find it. No, you're not too old to relearn something. It's never too late to say yes to something that maybe you've been interested in doing. And the last most important thing is self-love. Because if we don't know how to love ourselves, we've heard it over and over and over, but this is a big part of the 10% that's not working, is we don't love ourselves exactly the way we are. And so we need to stop doing it and just be deliciously and crazy in love with who we are, because the thing that made us is that it's crazy in love with us. And will do everything and anything to show us the way. Here we are. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this. Add to your own treasure box of delight, love, and adventure so you may live your extraordinary life with great passion and joy. I love you all so very much.
Wow. That was amazing. Let's give it up for Reverend Sherry Wynne again. So I'm back now, not quite in the same jovial space, a little bit more relaxed, and I want to talk to you a little bit about this month's theme, about being aware, about being alive, and about being awake. And it starts with awareness. So obviously, some of you may or may not know this, I'm president of the Amani board, and we have been looking at our finances, and the last couple of months have been pretty tough. This center has grown in congregation, and we are giving, but on a monthly basis, the last 3 months, we've lost about $3,000 a month.
No, it's just created a vacuum for more money.
That's correct. I haven't had that training. But what we have done, we've found ways to cut our costs internally. The center is 100% volunteer run. We literally have 1/5 of an employee, and that's about all we have to run the center. But we have a goal. So starting with this, we're making you aware of the situation. Because if we don't put it out into the ether, if we don't put this out there, we can't rely on that collective energy of everybody here. And so Mitch, who is amazing at these sorts of things, came up with a concept of 40 people giving $40 a month. That's $10 a week, and that would fill that void, and that would help us in a huge way. And so we are looking for 40 people to commit to give $10 a week. $10 a week extra to help Amani stay healthy. Brian, if you want to move on to the next slide. And if you aren't able to do that, there's so many ways you can help raise the vibration of the center. You can bring people in. You can donate your time, your talent, and of course your tithes. Now, I've always believed in treating and then moving your feet. So I've put that out into the ether. And then, Brian, if you advance the next slide, I want us to be healthy. So Nicole and I will match up to $400 a month in donations signed up for today. So if you can go to the back and see Kathy or Carrie or myself and sign up for $40 a month, we will match up to $400. So we can make an $800 dent in this today if you're willing to do that. And here's the ways to be able to do that. So obviously, the easiest way is to go to the back. Someone can help you set it up. If you come into financial hardship, you can speak to someone at the back and they will stop it for you. You can use the QR code, which is going to be on the next slide, and you can set up a recurring donation that will come out. If it's $40 a month, if it's $10 a week, I know that some of those auto donates can just disappear and you don't worry about them too much. There's a donate button on amanicenter.org in any email, and as I said, the people at the back here are more than happy to help you do that. But with that, we'll turn over to Sonia to play while the baskets go around. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. This is another sing-along. I'm loving this. I love the connection, and I love hearing the tones and the resonance floating around the room, and I think it makes us all feel so good. So if you wouldn't mind, I think you might know the song. A true professional would never change a key in the middle of the song unless she realized she messed it up in the beginning. That's much better. Sing with me. Imagine there's no heaven. Easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Oh, I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Beautiful, Sonia. Thank you so much for that. And on behalf of the Amani Center, I accept these tithes and offerings. And from a room full of dreamers, we become actualizers through our giving. So thank you. And so it is.
And so it is. Ah, wow.
Kids?
I've got bumps.
Kids?
Yeah, we got kids. They're coming. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Little turtles. Slow but sure.
They were having so much fun and good times. I like it. It's beautiful.
All right.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I wouldn't have come back either if I
Wow.
all those things.
Is that ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or it was ice cream. It was.
it was ice cream. Okay. Kathy. Okay. Angie. Here.
Yeah, so we had a wonderful time, and we made our lawn ornaments, and on the back of it we have a statement, and I think Dylan wants to be the spokesperson, right? So I'll hold this if you want to say it.
I let my light of God shine brightly.
All right.
Hey!
Good job.
And here is yours. That one's yours. And so oops, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so we had fun, and we planted a little seed pod, and we talked about how, cultivating your thoughts helps to bring out what you want in life. And so we're fun because we did it in these cones, and they disintegrate in the ground. So all they have to do is plant the whole thing. Yeah, so much fun. And then, of course, we had ice cream as well.
Of course.
That's it. Thank you for waiting for us. All right, guys, you ready?
I love the energy of children, don't you? Yeah. So if you'll all please stand, we're going to sing our closing song, The Presence is Here.
The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here.
And let's know together that the presence that you are shines brightly in your own heart, and you share it wherever you go.